John Saylor, Prospect Street. Good to see the mayor. Mayor, I hope you're feeling well. I miss locking horns with you every now and then. Ryan said a few things that made some of you a little uncomfortable, I think. But I think it needed to be said, because he's right. We keep voting in the same people that are stonewalling us, and it needs to stop. I have that police report that I'd like you. And I'm going to tell you why I'm bringing up this police report. This police report is the most bogus thing I ever read. Now, at first I was thinking, maybe we should give the sergeant a pass, because he was dealing with a very impossible situation. We all know what was going on. But there is something to say for, standing up and doing what's right. I highlighted some things here. Now, you have to understand, there were 4 counselors here now who were there back then, right? Councilor Saber, Councilor Ziegler, Councilor Finicaro, and Councilor McCarty. You guys were on the council back then. If you remember, this was before COVID. These chairs weren't like this. The aisle was this big. It was about a chair. And the first row started right here. Ryan was sitting here, I was sitting here, and the chief was there. I guarantee none of you heard Ryan's laugh, because the only ones that could hear it were the 3 of us. It was a chuckle. Now in this report, the Sergeant-at-Arms says, on this date, the council chambers were at full capacity. Are you kidding me? So everything I say tonight, I don't want you to believe me, I want you to fact check me. You can do that by pulling the video, because it's very clear. If there was 8 people in this crowd, that was a lot. So he starts out with a lie saying it was at full capacity. Then he says, during the chief's presentation, a male sitting in the front row began to interrupt him, began laughing, speaking loudly, and causing a disturbance. None of you heard it, because it wasn't true. It never happened. It was a chuckle. Here's why he chuckled. If you guys remember, you were asking him questions about that bogus contract. And the chief kept saying, refer to auditor. I wrote in my notes, refer to auditor, refer to auditor. That's all he kept saying. We all laughed. Are you kidding me, chief? So it was a chuckle. Then he says, Chief Solomon was forced to stop his presentation due to the individual's disruptive behavior. No, he wasn't forced. He chose to. And if anyone broke decorum that day, who was it? It was the chief when he turned and he started yelling at Ryan. It wasn't Ryan. If anyone should have been thrown out that day, it should have been the chief. On the second page it says, I then took notice that the man's behavior, which looked as though he was trying to incite the large crowd to disrupt on ongoing proceedings. Come on, when an officer writes garbage like this, something should happen, because this is terrible. He goes on and on about this stuff. He then says, I approached Mr. Dugan and asked him to quiet down as it is not time for public participation. He never did that. He got in his face and he started yelling. I'm not going to keep going through this, but you should read this bogus report, and I want you to read the affidavit that I wrote on the last page, which is what actually took place. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is because after Ryan got thrown out, I was furious. I got this report. They gave me the runaround getting the report. I finally got the report. I then filed a complaint with our Attorney General, who's now our governor. Do you know what I got back? I got back a letter from our Attorney General, who's now our governor, that said, file your complaint with the Methuen Police Department. Are you kidding me? So you want the guy who has a grievance to file the complaint with the department that the grievance is against? This is what we're dealing with. So our Attorney General back then, who's now our governor, now holds the highest position in our state. And you wonder why we can't trust why they impounded this. Really? The taxpayers pay for it, we can't see it? We can't see what's in this report. You know why? Because they're all in bed with each other, they're all covering for each other, and it's about time that it all comes out. And you know what? Ryan's right. Stop voting for them. They're not doing anything for us. And this has nothing to do with Democrats or Republicans. If they were Republicans, I'd say the same thing. They're all in bed with each other. And we need term limits, not just on them, but on the bureaucrats. Enough is enough. You guys are all fighting for us. And it's good to see that you're all outraged. But you know what? This, everybody should see it. And that's why I want you to see it, Chief. Thank you.